Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be talking about how digital marketing can really help businesses out there. We're looking at this blog post by digital marketer Anoop Ain. It's called Core Business Problems and Digital Marketing Solutions. So, whether you're a business owner or you're just interested in how this digital marketing stuff works, I think you'll find this deep dive pretty interesting.
I think what's interesting about this is the way Aney approaches this.
Yeah.
He doesn't just jump into, using different tools and things like that. He really focuses on why businesses would use digital marketing in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
He starts by identifying 5 problems that businesses typically face. A lack of visibility, declining sales, poor customer engagement, fierce competition out there, and just, inefficient marketing spending.
I feel like these are really relatable problems that a lot of businesses face these days, especially in this digital landscape. Adian uses an example of a bakery to really illustrate these problems. It's called Sweet Treats.
Yeah, Sweet Treats Bakery. They've been around for about 5 years. They're in a small town. It's a traditional family-run business. They've always relied on foot traffic, people walking in. But lately, they've really been struggling to attract customers, especially because some new competitors have popped up. And, they offer things like online ordering and delivery.
So it sounds like they're stuck in the past while the rest of the world around them is, embracing these new digital tools. And their competitors are really, taking advantage of that.
Exactly. Sweet Treats has like no online presence. They don't have a website,
Yeah.
no social media, nothing at all. Meanwhile, their competitors are posting all these, delicious looking pictures on Instagram. They're running Facebook ads, and they're even on food delivery apps.
It's got to be tough for a business like that to compete. What I really like about this blog post is that Adain doesn't just, point out the problems. He gives you a step-by-step plan to actually overcome these obstacles using these digital marketing solutions.
Yeah, he provides tailored solutions. It's not just generic advice.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts by addressing this problem of Sweet Treats' lack of online presence. Imagine, you're trying to find a bakery in your town, and you search online, and nothing comes up about Sweet Treats. They're missing out on all these potential customers.
That's where something like Google My Business comes in, right?
Exactly. That's the first thing he recommends, setting up a Google My Business profile. He stresses how crucial this is for a local business like Sweet Treats, their first impression online. And then he also talks about setting up a website, even if it's a simple one, just to, showcase their products. Maybe have some, information about the business and a way for customers to contact them.
It's like their online hub where they can really control how they're presenting themselves.
Yeah, and from there they can even expand to things like social media. Imagine Sweet Treats posting these, amazing pictures of their cakes and pastries on Instagram,
Yeah.
or even short videos of their baking process, maybe some fun polls asking customers about their favorite flavors.
It's all about visuals. I think that's a really powerful way to connect with people.
Yeah, it's about grabbing their attention
Yeah.
and making them crave, those delicious treats.
But it's not just about posting pretty pictures, is it?
No, you're right. It's about engaging with people. Ain talks about the importance of, creating captivating content
Yeah.
and encouraging people to interact. Maybe they could run a social media contest, like share your sweetest treats moment and win a free cake.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good way to get people talking about the bakery and, sharing their own experiences.
And then they're spreading the word for you, basically.
Yeah.
That's smart. But how do they compete with these other bakeries that are already ahead of the game? They're already doing all this digital marketing.
Well, that's where targeted advertising comes in. Ain suggests using Facebook and Instagram ads to really reach, those people who are most likely to be interested, like people who live in the area
Mm-hmm.
and who have shown an interest in bakeries or desserts.
They can really narrow down their target audience.
Yeah, it's much more effective than just putting out a generic ad. It's about making sure their message is seen by the right people.
So they've got the online presence, they're engaging on social media, but there's one more area where Sweet Treats is falling behind.
You're talking about online ordering and delivery.
Yeah. I mean, in today's world, people want everything to be easy and convenient.
He suggests exploring partnerships with food delivery apps, or maybe even creating their own in-house delivery system.
So they can really, compete with those other bakeries that are offering that service. But with all these different strategies, how do they even know it's working?
Ainen emphasizes the importance of data-driven decisions. Now, they need to utilize analytics to track their progress and see what's actually bringing in results.
So instead of just guessing, they're actually looking at the data, seeing what's resonating with people.
Exactly. Tools like Google Analytics Social media insights can be really helpful for this. But you know what's great about Ains' blog post? Is that he doesn't just give these general recommendations. He actually lays out a specific plan for sweet treats with, actionable steps they can take.
I'm really interested to hear about that plan. But
Hmm.
I think we need to save that for part 2 of our deep dive. We've covered a lot already, and I want to make sure we have enough time to, really unpack all the details.
Yeah, we've laid the groundwork. Now it's time to get into the specifics.
All right, so let's dive into this plan that Ian lays out for sweet treats. You mentioned it's a 5-step process.
Yeah, so he starts with, building a solid foundation. We already talked about this a bit.
Yeah.
Setting up their Google My Business profile and creating a simple website. Think of it as their online storefront and their, online headquarters.
Yeah, it's all about making it easy for people to find them
Yeah.
and giving them a good first impression. So what's step 2?
Step 2 is all about creating a buzz, getting people talking about sweet treats and, craving those delicious treats. He has sort of a two-pronged approach here.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
The first prong is all about visual storytelling. He recommends showcasing their products through, high-quality photos and videos. Imagine, these mouth-watering pictures of their signature cakes and, flaky croissants
Yeah.
and colorful macarons, all beautifully presented, shared on social media. It's about stopping people as they're scrolling
Mm.
and making them think, I need to try that.
You're speaking my language. I am definitely one of those people that gets influenced by, beautiful food photos on Instagram.
Exactly. But it's not just about posting a few pictures, it's about consistency. They need to post regularly
Hmm.
and strategically to keep their audience engaged.
And it's like any relationship. You can't just, reach out once and then expect people to remember you.
Right. You need to nurture that connection.
Exactly.
Okay, so for the second prong of his buzz building strategy, he recommends running a social media contest.
Oh, I love a good contest.
Something simple but effective, like share your sweetest treats moment and win a free cake. Encourage people to post photos or stories of themselves enjoying their favorite treats from the bakery.
That's a really good idea.
It's a great way to get user-generated content, which is so valuable
Yeah.
because it's authentic and it's relatable.
And people love to share their experiences, especially when it comes to food.
Yeah, and it can really help sweet treats, expand their reach organically and build a loyal following.
So they've laid the groundwork. They're creating a buzz. What's next?
Step 3 is all about targeted advertising. Remember, Sweet Treats is competing with other bakeries that are already, using digital marketing. So they need to be strategic about reaching the right people.
And that's where Facebook and Instagram ads can be really powerful.
Exactly. Because they offer such granular targeting options. Ain suggests targeting their ads to people who live within a certain radius of the bakery, who have shown an interest in bakeries or desserts, and who fall within their target demographic.
So much more effective than just, a general ad that everyone sees.
Exactly. They can even tailor the ad creative
Yeah.
to match those interests.
Oh, yeah. Like imagine seeing an ad for a warm chocolate chip cookie on a cold winter day.
You got it. Ain also recommends highlighting seasonal specials and promotions in their ads.
That makes sense.
Like, during the fall, they could showcase their pumpkin spice latte and, a delicious apple pie.
I'm already getting hungry. Okay, so they're attracting new customers, but what about keeping the customers they already have?
That's step 4, cultivating customer relationships.
I like that. It's not just about, making a sale. It's about building those relationships.
Exactly. And Ain suggests a couple of things here. First, he recommends implementing a loyalty program. Something like, buy 10 pastries, get one free.
It's a classic, but it works.
It does. It makes customers feel appreciated and encourages repeat business.
And I personally love loyalty programs. I'm always more likely to go back to a place that, rewards my loyalty.
And then he also suggests using email marketing. Imagine, receiving a birthday email from Sweet Treats with a special discount coupon for your favorite treat.
That's a nice touch.
It's about personalizing that connection.
Yeah, it makes you feel like they actually care.
So that's step 4. And then the final step
Mm.
is all about analysis and continuous improvement.
Okay, this sounds important.
It is. Because digital marketing isn't something you just set and forget. It's an ongoing process.
Mm-hmm.
You need to constantly be monitoring, tweaking, and optimizing.
It's like a garden. You have to tend to it.
That's a great
You
analogy.
can't just plant the seeds and walk away.
So Ain encourages Sweet Treats to track their progress, analyze the data, and make informed decisions.
So they're not just guessing.
Right. They're looking at what's working
Yeah.
and what's not, and then adjusting their strategy accordingly.
Data is power.
It is. But it's not just about the numbers.
Right. It's also about listening to your customers, understanding their needs and preferences, and, constantly evolving.
So it's a 5-step plan.
It all sounds good in theory, but did it actually work for sweet treats?
That's a great question. And luckily, AIM provides some real-world results. But we'll have to say that for part 3 of our deep dive.
Okay, so spill the beans. Did this plan actually work?
Well, it worked. Sweet Treats saw some pretty sweet results
Yeah.
after implementing this plan. Their foot traffic increased by 25% within just 3 months.
Wow, 25%. That's a pretty big jump.
It is. It shows that people were starting to notice them. All those efforts to improve their online presence and, target their local audience really paid off.
So people were coming in the door, but were they actually buying anything?
They were. Sweet Treats also saw an additional 15% revenue growth from online orders.
So they were attracting new customers, and they were making it easier for people to order.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
And what about their social media? Did they manage to build a following?
Oh, yeah. They gained over 1,000 new Instagram followers in just 6 months.
That's amazing, especially considering they were starting from scratch.
And remember how we talked about the importance of Google reviews?
Yeah.
Well, all those positive reviews really helped boost their local search rankings.
So it's all connected.
It is. Their online presence, their social media, the reviews, it all works together.
That's like a digital ecosystem.
Exactly.
So what are the big takeaways here? What can our listeners learn from Sweet Treat's success?
Well, first of all, you really need to understand the problem you're trying to solve before you jump into solutions.
Don't just try to do everything at once.
Right. Figure out what your specific challenges are and what you want to achieve.
And then tailor your approach accordingly.
Yeah. What works for one business might not work for another.
And don't forget about the data.
Yeah. Track your results. Analyze the numbers. And don't be afraid to make adjustments.
It's an ongoing process.
It is.
But I think the biggest takeaway for me,
Is that even a traditional business like a bakery can really benefit from digital marketing?
it's not just for, tech companies or online stores.
Right. It's for anyone who wants to connect with their customers and grow their business.
And Sweet Treats is a perfect example of that. They took these digital tools and they transformed their business.
It's inspiring.
It is. It shows that with a little bit of effort and a well-thought-out plan, you can achieve amazing things.
Absolutely.
So to all our listeners out there, whether you're a baker or a candlestick maker, don't be afraid to embrace the digital world. It might just be the key to your success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.